The courtroom burst into laughter as the judge ridiculed the awkward black teenager standing alone in a crumpled hoodie until a shocking revelation turned the entire case upside down and left the nation speechless. Stay with this roller coaster, courtroom drama, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping true stories that defy expectations. Asterisk, the courtroom was buzzing with murmurs the moment he walked in tall. Lanky, no older than 17, with wide brown eyes that scanned the room nervously and wearing a faded gray hoodie and sneakers that squeaked against the polished courtroom floor. Nobody knew who he was, but everyone assumed what he wasn't: a lawyer, a threat, or anything more than a confused defendant who'd somehow wandered into the wrong courtroom. And when he took the defense table, instead of sitting with the other young offenders waiting their turn to be processed, even the bailiff looked up in confusion. The clerk whispered something to the court reporter, and Judge Eleanor Hartridge, a woman known for her sharp tongue and colder stare, smirked as she leaned forward, glaring over her reading glasses, asking in a condescending tone if the boy had lost his way to detention hall. The teenager looked up, composed and calm, and said with a confidence that clashed with his appearance, "No, Your Honor. I'm here to represent the defendant. My name is Devin Carter, court-appointed attorney, licensed and bar-certified." And for a full 5 seconds you could hear a pin drop, followed by a ripple of laughter from the back, a scoff from the prosecutor, and the judge raising an eyebrow. With the same amusement as if a chicken had claimed to be a hawk. "You're what?" she asked, narrowing her eyes as if trying to catch a lie in flight, and Devin repeated, pulling out a weathered leather briefcase and sliding documents across the table with practiced ease, "I'm the defense attorney. I request we proceed with the case of People v. Grayson Bell, docket number 8910. And although the documents were real, stamped, signed, and authenticated, the courtroom atmosphere remained thick with disbelief, especially from the opposing counsel. Assistant District Attorney Miles Fordham, who openly mocked the boy with snide remarks. "What is this, some kind of prank? Am I being punked? Is there a camera crew I should be smiling at?" But Devin wasn't rattled. Instead, he calmly flipped open his file, his hands steady, his voice low but firm, and began dismantling the prosecution's case before the hearing had even officially started, citing obscure legal precedents, with such fluency that even Judge Hartridge, still skeptical but intrigued, let him continue, demanding proof of credentials, which Devin provided, including a bar number that matched official records, a law school degree earned through a special acceleration program for gifted youth, and a stack of letters from previous judges praising his unorthodox but brilliant methods. Yet all of that still couldn't prepare the room for what followed when he began to cross-examine the lead detective with surgical precision, exposing inconsistencies in the arrest report, a failure to read Miranda rights, and a timeline discrepancy that threw the prosecution's entire narrative into doubt, forcing Ada Fordham into a defensive corner, sweat beginning to bead on his forehead as the judge, once dismissive, now leaned in, fully alert, watching Devin's performance shift from novelty to undeniable dominance, and the public defender's bench, once silent, now filled with whispers and exchanged glances. Who was this kid? And why had no one heard of him before today? And the answer unraveled slowly like a thriller novel in real time, as one twist led to another, revealing that Devin Carter wasn't just any prodigy, but had been admitted to Harvard Law at the age of 14 under a special genius scholarship, raised by a single mother who worked 3 jobs to support him, and had interned in legal offices under pseudonyms because of age-related restrictions. And when the media caught wind of the court transcripts leaked within hours of the hearing, headlines exploded across social platforms: "Black teen outsmarts prosecutor in stunning courtroom upset." "Boy wonder lawyer exposes police corruption." "Judge eats her words as young genius flips case." But back in the courtroom, the most stunning moment hadn't even arrived yet, because after dismantling the state's case, Devin paused and requested permission to introduce new evidence, shocking everyone again by presenting a recorded confession from a second suspect that had been dismissed as inadmissible by police due to technical error. Yet Devin had recovered it legally via a subpoena error they had overlooked, and it not only exonerated his client Grayson Bell completely, but implicated 2 rogue officers in falsifying arrest records, causing chaos in the DA's office enforcing the judge to immediately call a recess. When the session resumed, Judge Hartridge, now pale and humbled, looked at Devon with a complex mixture of admiration and apology, stating for the record that she had prejudged his capability based on appearance, and issued a formal commendation, rarely done in open court for extraordinary legal acumen displayed under extraordinary circumstances. And as the gavel fell, signaling the dismissal of all charges, the courtroom erupted, not in laughter, but in stunned applause, even from the jury box. And as Devon packed his briefcase and left through the double doors, reporters swarmed the hallway, his name trending worldwide within hours. But perhaps the biggest twist came 3 days later, when Judge Hartridge, once the face of rigid court decorum, offered Devon a private clerkship and issued a public statement urging the legal system to shed its biases and see genius where it resides, not where it is expected. And while Devon declined the clerkship in favor of launching a non-profit to train underserved youth in legal advocacy, his story had already inspired millions, changing perceptions not just of what a lawyer looks like, but what justice can become when talent meets tenacity. And though many still debated how someone so young had outmaneuvered the most seasoned attorneys in the city, Devon's quiet response in an interview said it all. "They saw a hoodie. I saw the law." That was the difference. And with that, he walked off camera, back to work on his next case, leaving a nation rethinking every courtroom they'd ever seen. Would you like me to now generate a YouTube SEO package and thumbnail prompt for this story to help it go viral?